All right, so that one got cut off. So we put this 47 in for the y. We put the slope that we found on our calculator, this negative 21 over 2 in for the m. I'm going to put this negative 4 in for the x. And then I don't know the b. That's what I want to figure out. So I'm going to just use a b. So first I need to multiply this. Negative 21 over 2 times negative 4. So I'm going to use my calculator to help me do that. So alpha y equals enter. I'm going to do negative 21. And then in the denominator, I'm going to put a 2. Then I'm going to do my parentheses, negative 4. Just like I see it written on my paper. Negative 21 over 2 times negative 4. And that gives us 42. So I know 47 equals, I'm sorry, what was that, a 2? 42. Oh, I'm glad I checked. 42 plus b. Then to get the b by itself, we just need to subtract that 42 from both sides. So on the right, they cancel, leaving us with our b value. 47 minus 42 is a 5. So this b value is a crazy fraction, and this one gives us our 5. So this would be our answer. Okay, number 7, which graph represents that equation? So on this one, we're going to need to put this into slope-intercept form. Again, that's our y equals mx plus b. So negative 3x plus 5y equals negative 15. So to move my x, I would have to add it. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So on the right, they cancel. And I'm going to carry this equation over here where I have more room. So 5y equals, I cannot subtract a 3x from a negative 15, so I'm just bringing that all down. Negative 15 plus 3x. Then to get y completely by itself, I need to move my 5. Since there's no sign between the 5 and the y, that means multiply. To undo multiply, we divide. So I divide everything by 5. So on the left, I'm left with my y. On the right, negative 15 divided by 5 would give us a negative 3. Plus, 5 does not divide into 3 evenly. And since those are both prime numbers, we know they can't reduce. So it's 3 over 5x. So this tells me that my my slope attached to the x is 3 over 5. And my b, my number not attached to the x, is a negative 3. So remember, when we graph, we begin at b. So we're going to begin down here at negative 3. And as you can see, these last two options, they don't even cross at negative 3. So those are out. So we're just left with these. Then on this one, since this is a positive slope, we're going to be going up and to the right. Well, if we look at answer choice 1, up and to the right isn't even on our line. So we know we can eliminate answer choice 1. So we know 2 is the correct answer. Okay, they give us a function and they want to know what f of 16 is. We've talked about this a lot, guys. This f of 16 started off with f of x. F and x do not separate. What happens was they replaced this x with a 16. So they're telling us for this problem, x equals 16. So I want to put a 16 where I see the x. So 1 over 3, parentheses, 4 minus, instead of this x, I'm replacing it with a 16. And this little symbol, it means that's an exponent, so squared. So in my calculator, I'm going to work this out. Alpha y equals, enter, 1 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator, parentheses, 4 minus 16, close parentheses, squared. Okay, my calculator looks just like my paper. I'm going to hit enter and it's going to simplify everything for me, and our answer is 48. So when we put a 16 in for our x, we get a 48 for our answer. Number 9, we want a line that crosses through this point and is perpendicular to this equation. The reason it's telling me perpendicular because that involves slope. If I look at the slope of this line, it's a 2 over 5. If I want the slope perpendicular, it means I'm going to flip that fraction. So I'm going to make it a 5 over 2. And I'm also going to change the sign. Since this is positive, I'm going to make it negative. So my slope of my new line should be a negative 5 over 2. So I can eliminate these first two answer choices. Then again, they give me an x and a y, so I can use that to plug into my y equals mx plus b formula to find out what my b should be, if it should be that positive 3 or that negative 3. Okay, so y, which is negative 2, equals negative 5 over 2, that's our slope, y equals negative 5 over 2x, so I'm going to put in that 2, plus b. So once again, I need to get rid of those parentheses right here by multiplying. So I'm going to do alpha y equals, enter, negative 5 over 2. Oh, my negative didn't take. Negative. There we go. Negative 5 over 2, parentheses, 2, enter. So that reduces to a negative 5. So this is negative 5 plus b. Oh, this wasn't a y. I apologize. I accidentally erased it earlier and just put a y there. It should be a negative 2. Because that's what this y is, negative 2. Sorry guys, it's early. So I have negative 2 equals negative 5 plus b. To get the b by itself, I just need to move my 5 by doing the opposite. So I'm going to add. Negative 2 plus 5. So since one is a negative and one is positive, we really subtract, which gives us a 3. And then we keep the sign of the bigger number. 5 is bigger and it's positive, so it's going to be a positive 3. So our answer would be D. Okay, number 10, we want the domain. So we talked about this earlier. Domain is the x values. So looking here, my x value, it starts at a negative 9, and then it moves all the way to the right here to a 2. So the only difference between these 2 points now is this is an open circle and a closed circle. Remember, an open circle is greater than or less than, and a closed circle will be greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So what happens here is this should be or equal to. So greater than negative 9, less than or equal to 2. That one sounds good. Greater than or equal to negative 9. No, we're not equal to 9. This is using a negative 6 and 3, which we already know it should be a negative 9 and 2. And then this is using a negative 6 and 3. So A is the correct answer. Okay, so on this one, it has option 1 answered right here, but I messed up and clicked too fast as I was trying to create this. So just ignore that. I have no idea if that's the right answer. A student is ordering flower arrangements. She can choose any combinations of roses and carnations. She doesn't want to spend more than $30. If roses cost $3 each and carnations cost $2 each, which inequality represents the combinations of X roses and Y carnations? So they're telling me here roses is an X. Up here it says roses cost $3. So that's $3 per rose, so 3X. And then they tell me Y is carnations. And here it tells me carnations cost $2 each, so that 2 goes with my Y. I don't want to spend more than $30. So this is what I'm spending, and if it isn't more than, it's going to be less than $30. Now, can it be equal to? If I don't want to spend more than 30, can I spend exactly 30? Yes, I can. So I have the or equal to. So 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 30. So that would be option 2 would be our answer.